Hi, this is the voice of Heidie Calero with another reality check, this time with tax changes, individual tax changes, as well as corporate and other taxes that the current administration is proposing and the legislature will be considering sometime between now, February of 2023, through the end of this fiscal year. But I just want to really focus on reality check, this time on individual taxes. An individual tax reform or overall tax reform really should focus philosophically on this vision that it's going to redistribute the burden, the tax burden, among all classes proportionately, and secondly, that the resources or the revenues that are collected because of that, those tax reforms are going to be useful and efficiently used in generating economic activity in Puerto Rico. I'm not sure about that second part. That's why I'm not calling even this a tax reform. I'm calling some tax changes, and I'm going to focus now on individual tax brackets. The first table that I'm depicting for you indicates personal income tax brackets, the actual rate that they are paying, marginal tax rate, the proposed rate, and what is the difference. The first tax bracket is from $41,500 through $61,500, and the actual marginal tax rate is of 25%. You know how much they're proposing for you who are listening to me? 24%. That's a meager 1% difference in that marginal tax rate. But let's look at the second bracket, $61,500 through $81,500. Well, they pay right now 33%, and the proposed tax change is for the marginal tax rate to be lowered to 24%, a difference of 9%. By the way, this is a new tax bracket because currently it's the tax bracket is $61,500 and up, and they all pay 33%. But this time they have subdivided, or at least they're proposing to subdivide that tax bracket into two. The one that I just mentioned and the next one, which is $81,500 and up. And those people, those taxpayers, pay right now a marginal tax rate of 33%, and the proposed tax rate is 30%, a change of 3%, a lower 3%. So the tax bracket which has the lower income is the one that is receiving very little in terms of this tax change. So we are not redistributing the burden of tax collections among all classes, as we can see there. Let's look in this second graph to see those groups. How many taxpayers do they represent, and how many taxpayers are being impacted by this proposed tax changes? Well, as you can see there, from 2000 through 2021, Treasury has already published the distribution of these tax returns by these income tax brackets. So the green line is $40,000 to $60,000 in income, and as of 2021, it accounted for 7.9% of 1,000,003 taxpayers. The purple line is $60,000 to $90,000 in income, and as of 2021, it was 4.4% of that 1.3 million taxpayers. So you see, it's lower. It's like almost half of what the bracket of 40 to 60,000, which is much larger. And then in the 90,000 plus, it's about 3.9%, which is the orange line, 3.9% of 1.3 million. Among those three brackets, it's about 12.6% of those taxpayers, or about 208,000, give or take, income taxpayers. So we are really focusing on giving the largest reduction in marginal tax rates to that group of 4.4%. That's all, really. Or even taking those three brackets, it's only about 12.6% that are going to be impacted by these changes. And let's look at then PROMESA board, which is this next graph that I'm depicting for you, they forecast the general fund revenues and Treasury tax revenues for the general fund. They are published actually. So the columns are actual general fund revenues, and the orange line is the forecast that the Fiscal Oversight Board has been publishing throughout the certified fiscal plans for the central government. As you see, the orange line is below all these columns, especially 2019, even 2018, with the exception of 2020. All the rest, as you can see there with the columns that are in negative, that's the deficit that is in the forecast between PROMESA forecast and what the general fund, the Treasury has collected for the general fund revenues. And as you can see there, the difference is significant. In 2023, it is estimated to be like $2.5 billion between what is going to be collected and the forecast of PROMESA. In 2022, it was $1.5 billion more collected than was forecasted by PROMESA. In 2021, it was $2.4 billion. So if PROMESA says, oh, all these tax changes that you're proposing, government has estimated it could cost $545 million, that they should be tax neutral, revenue neutral. No, why? Either you don't know how to forecast, or you are having an excess revenues, and as the Secretary of Treasury has indicated, hey, the government doesn't need more money than it has to spend, so it's not in the interest of government to be making money more than it really is collecting, more than it needs. So remember that phrase, because it is so important. And all these general fund revenues, they are really dependent on how the economy does. And this is the last graph that I'm depicting for you. This is a scatter diagram which depicts on the vertical axis nominal growth in GNP, and on the horizontal axis the growth in general revenues. So both are in nominal terms, and this tells you that there is a relationship of about 52% that is explained how this the revenues are going to be in terms of the growth of the economy. So, and this is closely tied with what the Secretary of Economic Development has said. Oh, now from 2023 on, oh, we are in this route of positive growth and economic development. And you know what are his initiatives? Oh, because he has been making alliances with the University of Puerto Rico, with other universities in terms of bioscience, in terms of agriculture, in terms of aerospace. Listen, if you're, hey, great that you're making all those alliances with universities, but that doesn't reap immediately results. It doesn't take 1 year, 2 years. You know, least of all, it takes maybe 4 to 5 years before you have these graduates that may be coming into these sectors. So you need more than that, Mr. Secretary, to really generate economic activity. So I'd say that we have to look at what is in store in terms of these proposed tax changes, be it these tax credits, be it Law 60, that includes the Law 22 for those millionaires who are coming to Puerto Rico, and just because they have passive income, they are going to be given almost a free pass in terms of paying taxes. Where is the redistribution of this burden of taxes? Be aware of this, and please be respectful of our intelligence. Let's not be taking into a reality check on personal income taxes. We will be talking more about other proposed changes that so far they do not convince me that that is a true tax reform. Don't forget, those of you who like our capsules, to go to the Voice of Heidie Calero and subscribe and give us a like in those capsules that you like. This is a service of Puerto Rico Economic Pulse, and don't forget that the economy is all of us. Thank you.